Hello guys, I'm Raj and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is the fourth video in the Python tutorial series. So we will start today's tutorial with a short example. So as you can see in this expression, we have two operators, that is subtraction and multiplication. So how to evaluate this expression? So at one instance I can see that it can be evaluated as 10 minus 4, that is 6, into 2 is equals to, that is equals to 12. But on the other hand, what I can do is I can do the multiplication operation first, and so I get 10 minus 8, so which is 2. But if I do this same operation via Python interpreter, so I'll get an answer of 2. So why only 2? Why not 12? So that's because of operator precedence. So in any language, uh, we have operator precedence. So these are nothing but, let's say we have multiple operators in an expression. So how to evaluate that expression? So which operator will be operated first, or which operator will be executed first? So that is decided by this operator precedence. So here in this diagram we can see this. The parentheses have the highest precedence, followed by exponent and unary plus, unary minus, bitwise, not, and so on. And we have logical and or at the bottom of the table. So what does this say? That in an expression, whenever we have this parenthesis first, so we'll first, whatever in this parenthesis, it will be evaluated first, and then the rest of the things will follow. So I have a short example for it. Let's say we have this expression where 2 plus 3 star 4. So at first glance, our human mind is trained in a way that we will first evaluate 2 plus 3, that is 5, and then we'll give the power of 4. But ideally, we should do something like 2 plus 3 to the power 4, and then we'll apply. So we'll get 2 plus 81, which is 83. So that should what we get. So this is done using operator precedence. So the interpreter will do is, it will first perform this operation, and then whatever we get the answer, we'll apply the plus operator after that, or the addition operation after that. So in this diagram we can see there are a set of new operators that I didn't mention in the previous video, in the previous video. So these are unary plus, unary minus, and yes, the fourth last, this is identity and membership operators. The identity membership operators we will discuss in later videos in strings and list, because there's no point explaining about it now, because you don't know about, and most of the people we don't know about list and strings. So unary operators, as the name suggests, unary means one. So in these operators we only give a single operand. So unary plus is a very trivial example, because if even if we use that, it is of no use. Let's say I'm assigning a plus sign to a positive value, so it's not going to change anything. Even if I apply a positive sign to a negative value, it's going to be the same. So it is just for formality. But in case of unary minus, so if I apply a unary minus operator to a to a positive value, it will change the value. Similar is the case with the negative value. So if I apply a unary minus operator on a negative value, it will change it to positive. So that's the most important thing about operator precedences. So moving forward, the next big thing is associativity. So it tells us about when two or more operators in an expression are of the same precedence level. Then how can we evaluate this expression, or in which way we should evaluate the expression? So we have two types of associativity: left associative and right associative. So let me show you a short example of it. So let's say this expression where 5 is multiplied by 3 and then divided by 2. So here multiplication and division are of same precedence. So how can we evaluate this expression? So either we should apply division first or multiplication first. So in this case, the left or right associative that I was talking about comes into picture. So in Python, all the operators are left associative except one, that is the exponent operator. So what left associative means, associativity means, is that whenever two operators of same precedence are in an expression, so they will be operated from left to right. So we'll go from the left part to the right part, and the totally opposite is in the right associative. Suppose there are two operators of right associativity in an expression, then we'll go from right to left. So in this case, we have two operators, both are left associative, both are of same precedence. So first of all, we will apply 5 into 5 multiplied by 3, and then whatever the answer it is, in this case 15, we'll divide it by 2. We'll get 7.5. This is a very small example, so we don't see much of a difference in this. But let's say we are implementing a complex expression or a big expression, then this associativity comes into picture, and we can clearly see the difference. So let's say if I implemented this expression in a trivial way, then it looks something like this, and it gives for values of a b c d as 1 2 3 4, it yields a value of 37. So which is not true, or which is not an ideal answer, because ideally we should see this expression like this. So whenever we are stuck in this kind of mess, then ideally we should use this parenthesis, because parenthesis has the highest precedence. So whatever the part which is in this parenthesis, it will be evaluated first. So hence you get this answer of 4.6, which is true for this set of values. So as I told you before, I will show you an example of right associative. So in this case, we have two double star operator or exponent operator in a single expression. So here here we can't execute this expression from left to right. Instead, we have to do the reverse. This is from right to left, because the operators are right associative, as well as in a normal mathematical sense, we should apply, or we should perform this part first, and then whatever the answer we get from this part, we will apply that as an power to 2. So we will get an answer of some that's a very big answer, but we will get this answer so what if I do this part first? So we'll get an answer of 8 to the power 4, which is way smaller than the actual answer. So that's where right associativity comes into picture. So moving on to the last topic of this video is shorthand notations. These notations are very important for good coding practice, as well as keeping the short and as effective as possible. So we have total 7 operators in it. So these are the basic operators that we discussed in the previous video. So let's say whenever we want to apply an operation to a variable or to a value by constant factor, and we don't need to write a big code for it. So, or we don't want to write a redundant code for it, we can use this shorthand. So I have a small example for it. Let's say we have two operands a and b, and we want to use either of these operators. Let's say addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. So in general sense, we would write the second line. So that is a equals to a operator b. So but we can reduce this code in the form of the first line, which is a operator equals to b. So when I say that, I mean something like this. So let's say we have a equals to 5 and b equals to 6. Let's say in some point of time in my code, I want to increase the value of a by a factor of b. So I can simply write it like a plus equals to b, and I can check the value. It will yield me a value of 11 because 5 plus 6 is 11. So similarly like that, I can do subtraction as well, and all other operations like this. So this is a very short example to see any difference from the original redundant way and this way. But in some projects or in some scenario where you have a complex names, or you have a good practice of naming variables, where variables are variable names are very long. So a single mistake of keeping a lowercase character in on capital case can lead to an error, which can cause hours of coding time into debugging. So to reduce that time, we can use these shorthand notations. So I hope you like the content. So that's all for this video. Keep liking, keep commenting, and keep sharing this video. And for no users, please subscribe my YouTube channel, so that, and hit the bell icon to get the new notifications. Thank you for your time, and we'll meet next time. Thank you.